Hello glorious lovers, you are welcome to another online tutorial. In this tutorial you're going to learn how to make this beautiful turban pleated headwear. Thank you for joining Glorious Headworks. Let's go to the tutorial room. So now let's start our tutorial. I have here my fabrics, my scuba fabric already cut out. Now the materials that will be needed for this design are my crinoline, the 2 inches crinoline, scissors, my measuring tape, matching thread and hand needle. So the fabrics I'll be using are my sequins fabric. I'll tell us the measurements when the time comes. And my scuba fabric already cut out. Now let me start with the measurements. For the design that is on my turban cap, I have here 3.5 inches by 7 inches cut out in 7 places. For the handle of my turban cap, I have here 7 inches by 12 inches cut out in 2 places. Now, for the body of my turban cap, I have here 23 inches on the stretchy parts, on the stretchy side of my scuba fabric, and 22 inches for the length. Now, for the pleat that is on my turban cap, I have here 28 inches on the stretchy part and 28 inches for the length. So that is, I have square 28 inches by 28 inches. I have here too my colored pins. So now let's go to the tutorial proper. I will put the link and the picture, you can see it on the screen, on how to sew this multi-pleated round band. That is what I'm going to make with this 23 inches by 22 inches. I decided to use 23 inches because my client that has this has a small head somehow, so that's why I decided to use 23 inches. I'll sew this now and come back to show us what I've done. I'll put the link and I'll put the picture. Just watch it, just watch that video. That's why I purposely took my time to make that video on different turban base. So I'll just put the link, I'll put the picture. You can see the picture on the screen, so for you to watch that, how I made this round multi-pleated turban base. Let me sew this, let me finish the cap and come back to show us what I've done. So at this point, I just have to come back and show us something I want to do. I've made my 2 pleats already. You know, this is scuba, I'm not going to line it. So I've made my 2 pleats already. Now I want to add my sequence to part of the pleat I'm making. So this sequence is 24 inches for the length on the stretchy parts, 24 inches by 3 inches. So 3 inches for the width and 24 inches for the length. Look at the way I'm going to hide it. You fold the sequence into 2 like this, then you place it as if that is the 3rd pleat you are making. So I intentionally made this longer than the body of my turban cap because I don't want any excuses that it's short is this. So that's why, you know, this the main body is 23, so I made the sequence 24. I'll cut off the excess later. So you just place it like this, then you take your pin, place it as the next step. So you take your pin and pin it down. You take it to your sewing machine and stitch from this end down to this other end. So that is what I'm going to do. So when I'm done, I'll come back to show us what next we're going to do, how to cover up this free edge of this place. So as we can see, I'm done stitching it down on it like that. See the excess, I'll trim it off. This is the excess, I'll trim it off, and the excess here too, I'll trim it off. So now the next thing now is to continue my pleats on it like this. You can see the way it is. You can see how beautiful it is. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to complete this scarf. I just came back to show us how I'm going to attach this sequence to it. So I'll finish it up and come back to show us. So I'll put this aside now and take this fabric that I will use for the pleats on it, which is 28 inches for the width, that is the stretchy part, and 28 inches also for the length. So just watch what I'll be doing. I'm going to form my pleats with this, starting from this stretchy side, which is the 28 inches. Sorry, I didn't introduce this at the beginning. I've forgotten that I'm going to work with the scuba fabric. So I'm going to use this, my zigzag scissors, to trim the edge where my pleat is going to stop, so that it will not just leave it plain like this. It will give it that zigzag effect. So this is it. You can see how it looks like, very beautiful at the tip like this. So I'm going to start my pleats now. If you are new to this channel, please do well to subscribe. If you are already a member, thank you for subscribing to my channel. So I decided to remove this so that you can see it very well. So it will not be white. Now, so you can see, so that's how I folded it till I get to this place. So now the next thing is to take my needle and thread and tack them together. So I'll tack them together before I continue adjusting it. So as you can see, I've tacked it together. I'm done tacking it together. So now the next thing now is to start adjusting. So start picking it. But have it in mind, as you adjust it, make sure you are trying to curve it, so that by the time you want to place it on your cap, it will be curved. So I'll take my needle and thread again. You can see the way I'm stylishly curving it. So I'll take my needle and thread it again and tack this place down. So as you can see, I've tacked it together. Then I'll knot it and cut out the excess. So this is it. So now you can see it's already curving. So now the next thing now is to take another side. So you take it little by little so that you can achieve a perfect pleat. So that's how you take the next one again and tack. So I'll do that to this place and tack. I'll come back here. When I'm done with this place, I'll come back here again and start picking it just the way I pick this one. So that's how I will do it till I get to somewhere here. So when I'm done, I'll come back to show us what I've done. I believe you understand what I said. You just pleat and tack. That's all. So as you can see, I'm done tacking everything. So as I pleat, I just tack and bring it here, knot it and cut it. I pleat, I tack it. So that is how I've been able to achieve it. And I told you, as you are tacking, make sure you are curving. Try to curve it when you are tacking. So by the time you put it on your cap, it will not stand. It would have already curved. Now the next thing now is to take the body of my turban cap and fix it on it. So you place it on it like this. Then use your pin. You can put it on the mannequin to fit it very well. So use your pin to pin it down first. So place it very well on it and pin it down. So when you pin it down, you look at the fitting before you start using needle and thread to tack it down. So as you can see, this is it. So the next thing as I've done, as I've pinned it down, is to take my needle and thread and start tacking it down. So I'll tack from, there's no rule in tacking, just the way you tack your normal turban. Anything you tack is just the way I'll tack from this end down to this end here. So that's how I'll tack down to this end, leaving space where I'll put my handle. So I'll do that and come back to show us how it looks like. So guys, I'm done tacking it. See the way I tacked it. I've tacked it on it. You can see how beautiful it is. So now the next thing I want to do now is to fix my handle. So I already cut out my fabric that I want to use. So 7 inches by 12 inches in 2 places. So I'll take it to my sewing machine and close it up and stitch it from one end here down to this end. I'll do the same thing to the second one. When I'm done, I'll come back to show us how we're going to fix it to our cap. So I'm done stitching it and I turn it out. So I stitch in about 5 inches because the 7 inches is on the stretchy side. So that's why I stitch in about 5 inches. So now the next thing now is to fix it into my pleated cap. So before you fix it, you fold in like ½ inch. Fold in like ½ inch. Then you fix it with the stone parts at the back. So You fix it into it. So when I fix it like this, I'll take my needle and thread and start my tacking from inside out, so that it will not really show. So that is what I'm going to do. We're starting it like this. There's no rule in tacking. Tacking is what everybody can do. I'll still remove that, but let me just demonstrate this. It's just at the tip, because it's scuba. You know, scuba is very thick. So you tack it around. So this is what I'm going to do till I get to the end, till I tack it around. When I'm done tacking this one, I'll take the second one too, fold in like half an inch with the sewn part at the back. So you fix it into your turban base, the pleated side. So you fix it like this. So when you fix it, you now stitch, you now sew them together, trying as much as possible to hide your thread. You just pick a little. When you just pick a little from the outside like this, just a little, then you pick from the inside. Scuba is very thick. So you can see the way I'm doing it is not really showing. So that's how I'm going to do it around. It's like when I'm done, I'll do this one. Then when I fix it, the handle, I'll come back to show us what next to do. Sorry, let me just say this. When I'm done fixing the handle, you just close in this side and stitch it down. That's all. You close in this side like this and just stitch it down. So our handle is ready. So I'll do that and come back to show us the next thing to do to this our beautiful turban cap. So this is it. I'm done fixing my handle neatly on it, on the base. So now the next thing now is to turn it to the left side and make my running stitch. After that, our turban cap is ready. Then we start working on the design on it. So with my needle and thread, we all know how to make running stitch. So I'm done making my running stitch. I'll put this aside now and work on the design. So this is the next thing to do. So this is 3 inches by 7 inches in 6 places, scuba fabric. So this is also 3 inches by 7 inches. The sequence I'm going to use to cover it is also 3 inches by 7 inches. Now the crinoline that I'm going to use. So I'll take this to my sewing machine and stitch the 3.5 inches together like this. I'll close it up like this and sew it from this end down to this end. So I'll close it up. So once I close it up, I'll close everything up. Then I'll take this one too, the sequence too, and close it up from one end down to the other end. So when I'm done closing it up like this, I'll turn it. See, I've closed this one up. So I'll turn it to the right side like this. turn the sequence to the right side. Then I'll fix this with the sewn part like this, and the sewn part of this one like this. I'll fix it inside it. So this is it. So after fixing it like this, I'll take my crinoline and fix my crinoline also into it. So this is it. Then I'll take it, so I'll close it up like this. Then I'll take it to my sewing machine and sew it down. So I'll sew it down. So that is what I'm going to do to everything. So this, I'll repeat the same process with everything. So when I'm done, I'll come back to show us what I've done. So this is it. I'm done making the 5. So the next thing I want to do now is to tag them together with my needle and thread. So this is it. This is what I want. This is how I want to tack everything down. So I'm done. I'm done making it the way I want. You can make it. You can leave it the way it was. You can also decide to do a design on it the way I've done it like this. So now the next thing now is I want to form this round. So I want to form this round. So I'll take my needle and thread and start tacking them together. You pick them one after the other and just fix them. Use the needle to pull through and put them like this. So to form like this. Then this is the last one now I want to pick. So this is it. So I'll put the last one here so that I can join it together. So now this is it. So I'll tack it. I'll secure it very well together. So you can see I'm done tacking it down. I'm done tacking it so I'm done tacking it on the body of my turban cap. So I spread it, I lay it down like this, then I pull it like this. So now the next thing now is to cover up this place with my embellishment. See the back, this is the back. So I'll place this here to cover up this place. So then I'll take this and use it to cover up all these places that I tagged. So you can use any embellishment of your choice, anything you want to use. So I'll do that and place it on the mannequin for us to see the final look